What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of the pack-only Road to Glory. Before we get into today's video, three things to address as per usual. Number one, if you want any PSN or MSP codes, check out g2a.com in the description below and use discount code NEPO at checkout for some cash back. Number two, no face cam this video. This should hopefully be the last day. My eye is healing pretty well. Hopefully by tomorrow when I wake up it will be fully healed and I'll be able to get face cam back on the videos. It's interesting that some people don't like yo, was this game super laggy? I hope this is the game that's super laggy and not the footage. Yeah. I know people like for some reason are fascinated with the face cam, and I want to ask you guys a little something about that anyway. But and third and foremost, if you guys could hit a thumbs up on this video, that would be awesome. I think YouTube was broken earlier on today. I uploaded the last episode of this about 12 hours ago, and if you guys missed that, it would be awesome if you could go ahead and check it out. That'd be pretty damn sweet, dudes. If you could go and do that, I'd appreciate you guys, you know, hooking me up with a view and a like. Would be awesome. So, in today's episode, we are finalising last weekend's Foot Champs gameplay. We are then looking at some SBCs that we completed, some packs that we opened, and qualification for this weekend's Foot Champs. Of course, which is a BPL squad. The next episode is going to be me opening my rewards and doing a couple of squad builders to prepare for the weekend league. So what is my aim for this current Foot Champs run? My aim for this Foot Champs run was Silver 2, which is 14 wins. Which is 11 wins, which we're only one win away from right now. And the reason why I aim for Silver 2 is because you get a Mega Pack, a Rare Gold Pack, and 15,000 coins for that, which for just 11 wins, that's a really decent return in my opinion. You know, there's been some questions about what this series is about and where this series is going, which we're going to answer and address today. But before we get there, I do want to ask you guys, like, why do you need the face cam? I'm not saying that I'm not going to put face cam on or anything, because for me, as I mentioned in a previous video, it's no extra effort for me to put the face cam on. I actually use the same recording software to record my voice and face at the same time, and because my eye is like grim right now, I'm just disabling the camera part of that. So it's not like it's more effort or less effort for me. It's just that I don't like the way my eye looks right now. It's very vain, but hey, you know, I am who I am, can't change it. So why does it make it different for you when there is a face cam versus when there isn't a face cam? If anything, it's probably a little bit better for you with no face cam because you get to see the whole image on the screen rather than me and my ugly mug taking up some of that. What a cheeky chip from Davies as well there. That was our 11th win as well, guys. A fantastic way to cap off a very enjoyable Foot Champs run. We was 11-8 over the 19 games that we played. And of course, one of those from the last episode was a forced EC. So theoretically 12-7, which in my opinion, with the team that we're playing with, is a fantastic ratio of return. I'm not overly upset about that. I think it's very good indeed. Now, to come on to some comments about today's video. Actually, let's go through the squad builder challenges first of all. I was doing this on stream as well. I played these games on stream. If you want to come check them out on stream, my Twitch is twitch.tv/NepentheZ. Right now, I'm streaming a lot because my family are away in India for a wedding, which I was unable to go to because of my legal issues. And now that I'm through the worst of my problems, they're still in India for a week. So basically I've got a week of free evenings, rather than, you know, because contrary to what people would have you believe on Twitter and in the comment sections, I actually do spend time away from my desk, away from my computer, with my family, with my daughter. And this week I've got a free week, so I'm streaming a lot right now. So I was streaming this. We got our 11 wins. We also took 8 losses, not a problem. There were still 9 hours left. I easily could have played some more this time around. I could have easily tried to get the 14 wins. It probably wouldn't have been a problem, but I was happy with 11 wins. I was content to get that prize. I thought that reward for where we're at this stage in the game, this stage in FIFA, I think that reward is nice for our account. You know, I think it's decent. I wouldn't mind putting in the extra effort in the near future to try and get up to 14 and then specifically 18 wins for gold. But in the meantime, I am indeed more than happy to sit there on 11 or the 14 wins. You know, the worst case scenario, I think I'd want 8 wins, silver. But going forwards, to get gold for the month, I think you need 67 wins, is it? Which is going to be basically like 16 or 17 wins a week. So I think for this month, I think gold is out of the question already. But for next month, I think I'm going to bust my gut, especially in the first 2 weeks, to see if we can get gold for the month, because those 3 red cards will be stupidly helpful to us. Now, we built up the quad SBC. These ones are the League and Nation hybrids that are still there. I checked every player's price whilst on stream and made sure it is actually worth me trading in those players for the pack that I got, because what I didn't want to do was trade in a player that, like, for some reason or another was worth 1.8, 2.5, 3k. You know, some of the common gold cards are worth a little bit extra. And what we got as a reward was goalkeeper Zila, who was huge for us because our current goalkeeper, Heaton, isn't the best. So to get Zila was big, but we also picked up Mendy, which in my opinion is massive. Again, he's got better stats than Doucouré, who's already in our team. But not only that, we need him for rotating players for this weekend league upcoming. You know, I need a full squad and a set of rotation players for the BPL this week. Otherwise, I'm going to be stuck using all of my fitness cards or stuck using my bronze BPL players, which I don't particularly want to do. Next up, we did this SBC, the 5 league hybrid, using bronzes. Again, I checked to make sure the bronzes weren't worth anything notable. I got rid of the players that you can see on the screen there as well, 3 golds, and we get a premium gold pack for this. Is this worth a premium gold pack? The stream said yes. In my opinion, it's hard to say yes, because you're using 3 gold players, and it's not guaranteed that you will get back 3 gold players. It's likely that you potentially could get back 2 gold players and 1 silver, or even 1 gold player, and 2 silvers. But we end up getting our 3 gold players back. We also got Alcacer, who is, again, big for us. Big link, Spanish link, La Liga link, Barcelona link, pretty important. But we traded in 3 gold players. We did indeed only get back 2 gold players, and a lot of consumables that will essentially be worth the value of the trade-in for the pack. So it wasn't too bad at all. After that, I used the coins that we had there to get that 1 more gold pack in, and we got ourselves a nice rare gold player. It was Seydou Doumbia, who will make a decent sub for the club, I'm sure. 91 pace, can't complain about that. So to go for the first question is from Matt D. Matt D says, "Hey Nep, I've been watching this series and I struggle to comprehend the point of it. You say the objective is to do the best in FUT Champs, but then you don't complete many games, and the series doesn't seem worth it if you just leave games when you go down in and don't care how many wins you get." It's not that I don't... let me finish the comment, hold on. Maybe you should reconsider the series and how it is run. No hate, just a suggestion. I don't not care how many wins I get. I thoroughly care how many wins I get. I'm trying to be reasonable and realistic with what we can expect to achieve with the team that we have. The point of the series, which was explained, I thought, thoroughly in episode 1, but doesn't seem to have come across that well, because this is the second or third time I've had to explain it since. But the point of the series is to see how well we can do without spending any coins, any FIFA points, and also without buying any items from the transfer market. Because Road to Glories these days, for the want of upsetting some YouTubers and some viewers, especially my own Road to Glory series, Road to Glory series these days are exceptionally easy if you are even semi-decent at the game. And that's simply because there are so many cheap, overpowered players that it's not difficult to get into FUT Champs, play 1 or 2 runs of FUT Champs for a couple of weeks, amass a couple 100,000 coins, and then build yourself an incredibly OP team that will then get you to your average standard of FUT Champs. And if that's Gold 2 or Gold 1, at that point you're on clean streak. You're going to be making 50, 80, 100,000 coins a week from gameplays and rewards. You're going to be getting some very valuable packs every week. And even if you didn't play divisions or the daily knockout tournaments or the draft, just off the FUT Champs alone, you're going to be stacking your club to be just exceptional. So my idea was, how do I remove that whole simplicity between playing a few games to generate a few coins, building an OP team, and then going on. And I thought the best way to do that would to be say, okay, we're not allowed to use the transfer market. So that is our rule here. Our rule is we are not allowed to buy players from the transfer market. I am allowed to sell items. I'm not allowed to buy items. So the point in general of the series is just to see how well we can do by the end of FIFA. What club will we have? What players would we have packed? What records would we have on certain players? Do we have any fan favourites that we just keep playing with because of how they've impressed us? Are we going to find any hidden gems in the game that we never ever considered using before, that now that we've used them here, we might turn around and say, actually, this guy is amazing? The idea is to genuinely play the game to a level where absolutely everyone is involved. There's not like on Road to Glory, people could turn around and say, hey man, you put so much extra time into this series that it's unfair to the people that don't have the time or the skill to be able to achieve what you've achieved. And I understand that point, and I accept that and acknowledge that, the fact that, you know, I spend an obscene amount of time on the Road to Glory, as does Nick, as does AA9 Skills, as does Fuji. With this one, I purposely didn't want to force myself to play the 40 games, no less because I want to have some idea of a weekend to myself and with my family, but also because I wanted to give it as a more realistic look as to what you can achieve if you're not the best at FIFA. Because some people, I got 11 wins this weekend league just gone. Some people will play 40 games and only get 11 wins. So even though it took me only 19 games to get those 11 wins, it's still reflective of someone who's not the greatest at FIFA. So I want to show the people that don't have the most skill, don't have the most time, and don't have the funds to be able to put money into FIFA, that hey, you can still achieve on this game without all of those things. Of course, the most important thing is to improve your player skill in this game, because if you've even got a decent team and some good skill, as I've shown, you can still achieve. You know, I think the first weekend league that we got into, I didn't expect to qualify the first weekend league because the team was horrendous, and I went and walked that tournament and it was easy. But I've shown people that even if you have low chem teams, low tier teams, players with no stamina and no key statistics, no pace for my strikers, really poor finishing abilities for my strikers. My defenders are slow with, like, I think one of my defenders has like 72 in the defending category. Like, some decent midfielders have that stat. Like, I'm showing you guys that even with poor players and everything else around you wrong, you can still do well in FIFA. You don't have to plow your money into FIFA points or into coins to be able to achieve. So for me, that's the idea, that's the point of the series. The point of the series is just to carry on, keep on going and see where we end up. And there was another comment that was similar from Elliot Bain, and he said, what is the end goal for this series? I know typically series have targets. They have that, you know, you start off with something, your aim is to achieve something else, and then I will show you the journey between that. For example, Fatal. Fatal has a very clear start goal and a very clear end goal. You have a mini series of 5 episodes where you play 10 games, and in that 10 games your goal is to generate as much coins as you can to build a team that you can then take into the YouTuber knockout tournament. The aim then of the YouTuber knockout tournament is to win all the games so that you can be crowned the Fatal champion, right? It's a series that has a start, it has a middle, and it has an end. With this series, and no less with Draft to Glory, and with my Road to Glory series, the end is when the game ends. Because when you're a FIFA player, when you're an Ultimate Team fan, when you're an Ultimate Team player, you don't start your account thinking, my aim is to make 1 million coins and I'm never going to play FIFA again. I love FIFA, and you guys love FIFA. That's why you're on this video. That's why you're watching me, because you love FIFA. So it would be wrong of me to say my goal is to achieve gold 3, then the series is over. Because why would the series be over there? That's the series just beginning. This for me is going to be a long-term series that day 365 of this game cycle, that's going to be the end. The end goal is to see what I have at the end of FIFA. Other than that, there is no goal. There is no, you know, if I hit gold 1, series is over. If I hit division 1, series is over. If I build a 188 team, series is over. There's nothing like that. The goal, the main goal, the end goal is to just keep playing and enjoying the game without spending any money, without spending much time, without using FUT Champs as a coin hoarder to be able to get super teams, and without using the best teams and best players. That my end goal is to see what I can have at the end of it. That's the aim, basically. So yeah, that for me is is my goal, is my aim, is what I plan for this series. And if you guys feel like you will enjoy that, feel free to stick around and watch. But if you prefer series that have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and I know a lot of people do, then feel free not to watch this series. I didn't know how well this would do. I didn't know if I would continue with it. I didn't know the success rate of this series. I've started a few things over the years, and I've been relatively unsuccessful with them. So I'll stop them and I'll try and think of something new. Because whilst I enjoy what I do, I want you guys to make sure that you're enjoying what you're watching as well. If people was not liking this series, I would stop uploading this series. But it seems like people love the idea of this series. They love the. I think you guys enjoy watching me play with players that you don't typically see in Foot Champs. I genuinely believe one of the biggest things that people love from this series is watching me with a horrendous low tier bad chemistry, not really anymore. I've kind of got 100 chem teams, but watching me with these god awful players beating people with legends and Ronaldos and Messis and stuff in their team. I think that's what people are really enjoying. This was the semi-final of the tournament, guys. I went through 2-1. I thoroughly deserved the win against Bremen Fortuna. Controlled possession and chances. Into the next game, my Elgato crashed. I turned it back on at the end of the game. You can see there my opponent's De Gea in a 5-3-2 made 11 big saves for him, and I ended up losing this game, interestingly enough, 5-4. I don't feel like the result was right, but this is the first game we've lost in any of the daily knockout cups that we've played. So that was it had to come eventually, and it's sad that it came in the final. You can see where my shots are from. My shots are from great angles, great positions. My opponent's he's actually got a couple of good shots and a long shot, but I was desperately unlucky to have conceded 5 goals from those 8 shots and only scored 4 goals from my 11 shots. But that's FIFA for you, and that is at times where the team makes the difference. There are some times where I'm like, holy crap, Callum Wilson's just missed an absolute sitter. If that was, say, my player of the month Hazard, that would have gone in. Or if that was the player of the month Sterling, or the player of the month Son, or the informed Walcott, that would have gone in. But on this occasion, unfortunately, it didn't go in. So we made up to 22,000 coins, guys. You saw me sell a lot of items in the earlier on in the episode, which got us up to about 17,000 coins. Then with match coins and stuff, a few more sales, we've got up to 22,000 coins. So I opened some more packs after that loss to try and get myself maybe 1 or 2 minor upgrades to the teams and see if I could improve anywhere at all. And I don't think, to my knowledge, there wasn't any huge upgrades that were available. There was a couple of Bundesliga players that were nice, but in general it wasn't much of an upgrade. So we had to start again, guys, back into the daily knockout. If we don't qualify, we don't qualify. I'm sure there's going to be a weekend league where I'm unable to qualify, where I just have a bad run of luck and a bad run of play, and I'm unable to qualify. But right now we seem to be getting quite fortunate with the opponents that we're playing, and I feel like I understand the team that I'm using very well indeed. I know who's a good player in the team and who's not. I know what capabilities each of them have. In this team that we're using here that has Werner and Agarekste up front, I know that Agarekste is not outpacing anyone, so I don't try and use him in that manner. I try and use Werner the Burner as the guy who I'm threading through balls to if I'm hitting people on the counter-attack. And then if I'm not hitting people on the counter-attack and I'm able to actually control the possession in the game, that's when I bring Agarekste into the play a bit more and use his good physical and his good finishing abilities in the box. So I do understand the 2 teams that I'm using. I understand their strengths and weaknesses, which I think helps me a lot. And I think it's something that people massively overlook in FIFA. I think people just build a team because they saw a different guy do it, or they read Reddit and Reddit says that this player or that player is amazing, or a pro player or a YouTuber says this player or that player is amazing. And so what they do is they build these teams and these custom tactics and these custom formations based on what other people have told them works. But there are many, many different play styles available in FIFA to the point where certain players may or may not work for you, and then coincidentally certain players may work for you that would never work for other people. Like, I would never have thought in a million years that Agarekste would be a guy that I could actually score consistently with in Foot Champs, because when you think about Foot Champs, you are taking the cream of the crop. You are taking the best players in FIFA, the absolute best of the best, and saying play against each other. So when I take someone like Agarekste and Pardo and Hoga and my left mid Castro with his 72 pace, I should not be able to compete with this team against these players. So when I do, it's it's motivational for me because it makes me want to keep playing. I was worried in this series that I might not get 5 wins or 8 wins or 10 wins, even if I played 40 games. Because look at the state of the teams I'm coming up against. This guy's got Sanchez, Sturridge, Mahrez, Coutinho, David Luiz, Vincent Kompany, Jack Butland. Like, he's got a team that are just way above and beyond mine. Obviously, this is a daily knockout, so the player's skill level not quite as high as in FUT Champs. But I come up against these teams in FUT Champs as well, and I put them to bed. And it makes me feel genuinely good about myself. It makes me feel like I have accomplished something when I've beaten someone with my team, with the teams that I'm coming up against. To the next comment, Lyndon Daniel says, is Player of the Month Dele Alli worth it? Love the content, keep up the good work. He is worth it, dude. For the 80-odd thousand coins that you're going to pay for Dele Alli, he will be a mainstay in your team, probably until Team of the Season if you use a BPL team. He's got stats better than De Bruyne, better than Pogba, better than Rooney, better than the purple Rooney as well. Other than his lack of 4-star skill moves and 4-star weak foot, he is absolutely phenomenal to use, and I highly recommend him. James Whitaker says, Nep, if you packed a Hunter or Shadow chemistry style, would you keep or sell the chemistry style, as 5k is another pack, but a Shadow or Hunter chem style is a chemistry style that can enhance your player's abilities defending or attacking? Keep up the amazing work. Well, thank you, dude. And right now I'd probably keep them until I've used them on players that I know I want to use them on, and then I'd start selling them. Like right now, if I packed one, I would probably apply a Hunter card to Jermaine Defoe, and then Jermaine Defoe would be a guy that I would use for a long time. Because, you know, otherwise there's no point wasting a 5k chem style on a player that's worth 1,000 coins. But ultimately, I'll store a lot of the chem styles until I've got a team that already has full chem styles on them, and that's when I'd start to shift them and get rid of them. Sean Moy says, hey Nep, just wondering, will you continue this next year? Because I like it. Yes, my aim next year will be to start this on day 1 instead of 4 months in. I think, you know, we'll be able to achieve a lot more that way, and we'll be able to understand a lot more. You know, there's a lot of new stuff in FIFA this year, so everything's been a bit up in the air. The whole YouTube scene has changed. It's kind of developed into 2 different style of FIFA YouTubers. You've got the gameplay guys, actually 3 different style of YouTubers. You've got like the tutorial guys, like Dirty Mike, Ovi, Krassi, Boras, those kind of dudes. You've got the entertainers, like your Capgun Toms, your AJ3 Fifas, those kind of dudes. And then you've got your gameplay enthusiasts, like myself, like Bates and like A9 Skills and Marshall. So there's kind of like 3 blends of FIFA YouTuber right now. And I wasn't sure what blend I was going to be this year because nobody knew what was in the game. And so this year was kind of like a tester year for me to figure out where I want to take my channel, because my channel has been in many different directions over the years. But assuming things are similar in FIFA 18 as to they are in FIFA 17, I know exactly where I want to go with my channel and what I want to do. And this is one series that if it keeps growing and keeps doing good, and if people keep enjoying it and keep watching it, definitely something I'd like to start from day 1 in FIFA 18 rather than 4 months down the line. Ollie Brooks says, I love Nep. He's the only YouTuber I post notifications on for. And thank you very much, Ollie. And if anyone else wants to put post notifications on, that'd be absolutely awesome. Lucas Leach says, I remember when videos didn't have face cam as standard. Again, just takes me back to why do you even care about face cam? Especially for me, especially when I'm post-comming. Because it's not like it's live reactions and you get to see me react to opening a pack or to scoring a goal. You literally just see me sitting there staring at the camera talking instead of not sitting there staring at the camera talking. That's all the comments I'm going to use for today. There were a couple more there, but we're running out of time in this video. In this game, I was 2-0 up in the final, and I got booted from the EA servers. I was really frustrated. I contacted EA. Typically, they don't give you qualification for disconnecting in games, but I phoned them. I made them phone me, actually, and I showed the guy this footage of me getting kicked off whilst 2-0 up in the 89th minute, and basically said to him, like, there was no way I wasn't winning that game. Like, I should be qualified. I didn't want to have to go through that again. So after I phoned him, he did qualify me, and that is the end of that. But this, guys, is going to be the end of the video. If you have enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.